Good day, everyone. I am Trixie R. Fernandez, and I'm going to discuss about who made Rizal our foremost Bayani. Who is Esteban A. de Ocampo? De Ocampo, former chairman of the Philippines Historian Commission, renowned historian, biographer, political scientist, former president of Victoria School Foundation. Esteban A. de Ocampo, article of Who Made Rizal Our Foremost National Hero, has become well known in defending Jose Rizal being the Philippines' foremost. So, si De Ocampo mas naging kilala dahil sa pagtatanggol niya kay Dr. Jose Rizal. Jose Rizal became a national hero of the Philippines as a reformist who advocated peacefully for liberty rather than violent means by Esteban A. de Ocampo. So, base kay Esteban A. de Ocampo, yung naging exact reason kung bakit napili si Rizal as a national hero of our country ay si Rizal gumamit siya ng mapayapang paraan at ginamit niya yung kanyang talento at talino sa pagsusulat at namulat niya yung puso't isipan ng mga tao para labanan yung mga praile. So, si Rizal, hindi siya gumamit ng dahas. Bagkus, ginamit niya yung mapayapang paraan. Yan yung naging dahilan kung bakit siya ang naging national hero ng ating country. Essentially, it denies the claim Rizal is a made-to-order national hero manufactured by the American chiefly by then civil Governor William Howard Taft. Rizal said to have taken an admirable part in the propaganda campaign ng 1882 to 1896 and his Noli Me Tangere, early 1887, was supposed to be far superior and more significant than published by here Pedro Paterno, Marcelo del Pilar, Graciano Lopez, and Antonio Luna. The reason is because he was a prominent figure in the propaganda campaign and took an admirable part in the movement also. His writing Noli Me Tangere that no other writer or author that arose up to this day acrimonious debates. Rizal is the greatest Filipino hero that ever lived because he is a man honored after death by public worship because of his exceptional service to mankind, especially to his countrymen. Also because no Filipino has yet been born who could equal or surpass Rizal as a person of distinguished valor or enterprise in danger, fortitude in suffering. Kong Henry Allen Cooper of his cousin in 1802 delivered a eulogy of Rizal and even recited the hero's last poem at the U.S. House of Representatives to justify Filipino capacity for self-government. So, si Kong Henry Allen Cooper noong 1902 ay nagbigay ng eulogy kay Rizal at binigkas pa yung huling tula sa US House of Representatives upang bigyang katwiran ang mga kakayahan at katangian ng mga Pilipino para sa sariling bayan. Utilizing the moment-cited meaning of hero, Dr. Ocampo claims that no Filipino has yet been born and can be equal to Rizal as the individual recognized. De Ocampo employs a legitimation the depictions by Rafael Palma and Dr. Straight 2.C Laubach, an American biographer of Rizal. Of Rizal respectable, self-denial, courage, ethic, boldness, and tying down on the third side definition of legend. De Ocampo proposed that Rizal could be a man honored after passing by open scenes of the remarkable benefit of humankind. Other nationalities who recognize Rizal as a leading Filipino of his time were Blumentritt, Napoleon, M. Cale, Dr. Reinhold Rose, and Vicente Barrantes. Prof. Blumentritt told Dr. Maximo Viola in May 1887 that Rizal was the best consequence of the Philippines. His heading off to the world resemble the nearest of another cornet whose unique magnificence appearance each other century. In other terms, Prof. Blumentritt considered Rizal a product of the Philippines, and his coming to the world was like the appearance of a rare comet, whose rare brilliance appears only every other century. When we say comment, 'di ba, may light tayong nakikita. So dito parang pino-point out ni Prof. Blumentritt na dahil sa pagdating ni Jose Rizal, nagkaroon ng liwanag o pag-asa yung mga Pilipino since light is symbolize hope. So dahil kay Rizal at sa determinasyon nito, nagkaroon pa ng pag-asa yung mga Pilipino na ipaglaban yung kanilang kalayaan o rights nila from the occupiers. Ito din yung reason kung bakit nakikita ni Prof. Blumentritt na si Rizal as a leading Filipino. Napoleon Cale of Prague, Australia, wrote to Rizal and said, "Admire and be a noble representante de la España Colonia," which means, I admire you as a noble representative of colonial Spain. Nakita kasi ni Napoleon Cale, one of the permanent butterfly scientists, yung dedication ni Rizal na ipaglaban yung independence ng mga Pilipino sa mga Spanish colonizer. And according to my search, Rizal introduced by Adolf Meyer to Napoleon Cale. Then, one time, nagkaroon kasi ng pag-aaral si Rizal about sa butterfly. Then, he used his hand in catching butterfly. So, Napoleon advised him to use net instead. Because of that, nakita ni Napoleon yung diligent ni Rizal sa pag-catch para maging successful yung pag-aaral niya. And also, dahil nga siguro magkasama sila, nakita din ni Napoleon yung pagiging noble ang makatarungan ni Rizal para ipaglaban yung mga kapwa niya Pilipino. Then, it is also reason why they recognize Rizal as a leading Filipino. Dr. Rose recognized myologist and librarians of the India Office of London called Rizal, Anna Ferla Hombre. Based on my search, Dr. Ross was impressed with the knowledge and character of Rizal. Kasi 'di ba, kilala naman natin si Rizal bilang matapang na tao at handang ipaglaban yung kalayaan ng bansa at kapwa niya Pilipino laban sa mga occupiers. And nag-travel pa nga siya around the world to gather more knowledge na maaari niyang gamitin upang ipaglaban yung rights ng mga Pilipino. In that reason, Dr. Ross considered him as a Ana Ferla hombre, which means a fear of a man. Don Vicente Barrantes had to admit that Rizal was the first among Filipino. Don Barrantes is one of the people who criticized the novel of Rizal, which is yung No Limitang Here, as well as the Tagalog Theater. Despite of that, aminado siya na yung leadership ni Rizal is malaki yung naging ambag upang maipaglaban yung kalayaan ng kanyang bansa. Indeed, even before the episode of the upheaval against Spain in 1896, numerous examples can be referred to demonstrate that this century here and abroad perceive Rizal initiative. So, sabi dito, before the revolutions against Spain in 1896, madami nang napatunayan o nagawa si Rizal as a leader. In early 1899, Rizal was unanimously elected by the Filipino in Barcelona and Madrid as Honorary President of La Solidaridad in January 1891. And according to my search, the administration and trust Rizal gained from his colleagues led to his being named of Honorary President of La Solidaridad. Aside from that, madami kasi yung naging contribution ni Rizal sa La Solidaridad. Naging susi yung talinan nila ni Del Pilar upang magkaunawaan ang Pilipino at Espanya at para mabigyan ng halaga yung layunin nila. Rizal was again unanimously chosen as the responsible chief of the Spanish-Filipino Association. He was also the founder and spirit in the foundation of the La Liga Filipina on July 3, 1892 in Manila. So, yung La Liga Filipina, isa itong samahan na in-establish ni Rizal. And yung mga main goal nito is maging malaya yung Pilipinas sa Espanya sa mapayapang paraan. Magkaroon ng pagkakaisa o magtaguyod ng mga reforma. So dahil nga sa pagiging matyaga at maparaan ni Rizal as a leader, nagtagumpay naman tayong makamit yung kalayaan dahil sa kanya. Story also tells us the revolutionary society known as Katipunan likewise acknowledged Rizal's leadership and greatness by making him its honorary president and using his family name Rizal as the password for the third degree members. Si Rizal, hindi siya directly naging part noong Katipunan o samahan na yon. But the Katipuneros still look up to him as a leader kasi daw na-inspire sila sa ginawang sacrifices and determination ni Rizal upang magsagawa ng mga reforms at ipaglaban yung kalayaan ng bansa in a peaceful way. So because of that, Rizal's name used as a password among the society's highest ranking members who were called Bayani. A year after Rizal's execution, General Emilio Aguinaldo and the other revolutionary chiefs exited to Hong Kong, held a commemorative program there on December 29, 1897. On the association of the first anniversary of the hero's execution and martyrdom at utmost significant in the public appreciation for the Rizal's patriotic labor in behalf of his people, were the tributes paid by the revolutionary government in his memory. So, yun, nagsagawa ng commemorative program and other revolutionary chiefs bilang paggunita o pag-alala sa pagkamatay ni Rizal at sa lahat ng sacrifices at katapangan na ginawa niya upang maipaglaban ang kapayapaan ng mga Pilipino laban sa mga Spanish. The goal of this commemorative program is para ma-appreciate ng mga tao ang kabayanihan na ginawa ni Rizal para sa kanyang bansang sinilangan. On September 15, 1989, in his opening address at the Congress Assembled in Malolos, Bulacan. President Aguinaldo involved the spirit of the departed heroes of the fatherland, primarily Rizal. December 20, 1898, at the revolutionary capital of Malolos, President Aguinaldo issued the first official proclamation making December 30 of the year of the Rizal Day. In order to memorialize Rizal and the great Filipino pirates who battled against Spanish tyranny, President Emilio Aguinaldo issued a proclamation on December 20 at the same year, designated December 30 of that year, and every year after as National Day of Mourning. Dr. Jose Rizal dedicated his life to seeing his countrymen, and did so with love and strong desire. But his pain was just as great as his objectives. Dr. Jose Rizal gave his everything to see his motherland free, a mission he left behind that is still being carried out today. We are reminded to celebrate life in light of the sorrow, suffering, loss, and grief we have all experienced over the previous year. The same proclamation ordered the hosting of Filipino flag of half-mast from noon on December 30, 1898, and the closing of all offices of the government during the whole day of December 30. The impressive Rizal Day program, sponsored by the Club Filipino, was held in Manila on December 30, 1898. It's fascinating to reflect that the Club Filipino sponsored the inaugural Rizal Day celebration in the Philippines, which took place in Manila on December 30, 1898, in accordance with General Aguinaldo's decree of December 20, 1898. This was done. The patriotic town of Dayat in Camarines Norte also commemorated Rizal Day on the same day, December 30, 1898, with the unveiling of the Rizal Monument, which has been built at the expense of the locals. This was the country of the Philippines' first monument, and it is still standing today. The Philippines president has always presided over the celebration of Rizal Day to signify our country's appreciation for Jose Rizal. The main event of the Rizal Day celebration, where the flag is raised on the Independence flagpole in front of the Rizal Monument, take place in Rizal Parks. It is simultaneous birthday in flag raising event at the several Rizal shrines. The Filipino was not the only one lamenting the less than ideal demise of their legend and symbol for their scholar and logical circles of the world. The felt accurate, the free of Rizal, who was their regarded associate and companion, Dr. Camilo Osas and Wencelio E. Renata, both talk about the general respect conferred to Rizal quickly of his demise. Filipino were not the only ones to lament Rizal premature passing. The intellectual and scientific communities around the world lamented the loss of their esteemed colleague and friend. For the Filipinos, his death has greater significance. It triggered a revolt against the Spanish government in the nation. The nation was found as a result of Rizal. Dr. Camilo Osas and Marcelo Irenata both acknowledged the international honor paid to Rizal soon after his passing. On December 20, 1897, the most significant scientist neurological services to honor Rizal happened by initiative of Dr. Rudolf Virchow, President of Anthropological Society of Berlin. In Berlin, Rizal met Rudolf Virchow, the father of pathology, who invited him to become a member of the Berlin Anthropological Society. Virchow, an eminent European scientist, would offer the young Rizal such as honor is a tribute to the magnetism of Rizal's personality and intellectual. Virchow also wrote an obituary for Jose Rizal in 1897. We are losing in Rizal not only a faithful friend of Germany and Hermann scholarship, but also the only one with sufficient knowledge and resolution to open a way for modern thought into that part of island's world. Rizal's work, My Last Farewell, was recited in German translation by Dr. Ed Seller. It is a poem written by Filipino propagandist and writer Dr. Jose Rizal before his execution by firing squadron December 30, 1896. The feast was one of the last notes he wrote before his death. Rizal wrote his final poem on a single paper, revealing his strong nationalism and unwavering love for his country. The poem consists 14 five stanza and was written in Spanish. In this poem, he shows that after the hardship and sacrifices, we will meet the freedom. Dr. Ocampo states that Andres Bonifacio deserved the title to become the first national hero because Jose Rizal did not hold any gun or sword to fight for freedom, contrary to the comment of Rafael Palma in the debates of Bonifacio versus Rizal. In the end, the Americans recommended Rizal because of the fact that he was executed by the Spaniards and of his peaceful way to achieve liberty, unlike Andres Bonifacio, whose desire to achieve independence of his native land required armed approach, whereas generally the heroes of Occidental nations are warriors and generals who serve their cause with the sword. The hero of the Filipinos served his cause with the pen, demonstrating that the pen is mighty as a sword to redeem a people from their political slavery. Who made Rizal the foremost hero of the Philippines? The answer is no single person or groups of persons were responsible for making the greatest Malayan the number one hero of his people. Rizal himself and his people and the foreigner altogether contribute to make him the greatest hero and martyr of his people. No amount of adulations and condemnations by both Filipinos and foreigners could convert Rizal into a great hero if he did not possess in himself what Palmas calls excellent qualities and merits. Ocampo, 2016.